All right, cool. Logan Allan.
Yeah.
Been working together probably what? When did we do that first video?
I want to say it was 2023, like May of 23. Yeah, it was May of 23.
I think it was. So yeah,
Yeah.
so we've been doing
3
some
years.
filming and shit together for the last 3 years.
On and off, but yeah.
On and off. I'm pretty excited to see you get back into doing some FMX.
Right. As I said, I would never do it again.
Dude, the time from you considering doing it to just going balls out
Was not very long.
It was not very long. Like
Yeah,
you
it was
clearly,
like 3 days.
Because what was that? We were at Scrubs. Was Routley was in town or whatever? I think when you got back to the ramp the first time, you clearly got the bug back.
It was like 2 days before that. Sky was like, "Oh, I was at Sky's helping him work on his Harley," and then someone was like, "Oh, you should try dirt bikes again." I was like, "Nah," and Sky was like, "Oh, you can ride mine just around the track," and I was like, "Nah, I don't got a helmet, I don't got boots," like.
And Scrub was like, "Oh, I do."
Well, yeah, they just like, "We're here." And I was like, "Okay, well, I might as well." Like, they didn't really have to convince me that much, and then it just kind of, I don't know, I did like 4 laps, and I was like, "Yeah, this is fun."
Yeah, you clearly were pretty jacked up that day, and
yeah, when you jumped the ramp
bug back. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I went out and bought I went to Edwards and I was like, I'm gonna buy a set of boots, and maybe at least if I don't jump the ramp, I'll at least ride a little bit to make it worthwhile. Buy some $700 boots, and yeah, I get there, I was like, I'm not gonna jump the ramp today, and then I just like kept seeing it. I was like, well, I might, maybe. And I was like, Sky, can we push it into like 50 foot and jump it? He's like, no. I was like, okay, cool. No, I'm not jumping it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I keep seeing Rob go, and I was like, okay, maybe I'll take a few run-ins. And it just kind of, yeah.
Yeah,
I psyched myself out a lot that day. I think you remember it. You guys had to like walk away.
Yeah, it was kind of funny. That's what I was going to bring up, because you were doing a lot of, me and Scrub were just chilling, sitting there watching you guys, and you did a lot of run-ins behind Rob, and Scrub was like, I think we need to walk away for a minute. I was like, I think you're right. And then, we walked away for a minute, and then all of a sudden,
yeah, well,
away you went.
I had to like call myself a little bitch a little bit. So I was like,
fucking pussy.
Well, I was like, I'm just nervous, like getting hurt. So I was like, oh, fuck. If I get hurt again, I'm probably going to get fired. And I was like, well, it's not worth it. And it's like, it is worth it. Like, job don't fucking care about me that much. So
right. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the thing that, like, I told you. I mean, I was just kind of giving you shit when I said it, but also being serious at the same time when I was like, man, you're at the time, I think what were you, 20, 21? Because it wasn't that long ago.
So I quit riding freestyle when I was 18. On my 18th birthday was the last show I ever did. And then that was like 2 days before my 18th birthday is when I jumped the ramp again. So it was like exactly 3 years.
Yeah.
So I was 20, 2 days from being 21.
Yeah, so I was just kind of giving you shit, but being serious at the same time. I'm like, man, you're too young to retire from dirt.
Right.
And I think you're kind of like, fuck.
Well, I didn't realize how long it had been, too. Like, in my head, I was like, oh, these 3 years have flown by, but it's like, it's been 3 years. It felt like only a year.
Yeah.
So then I had to, that was like, I don't know, it was weird for me. I had to kind of reset myself and be like, okay, well, I'm old. I feel old, but I'm still young.
Yeah, for sure. No, I'm pretty excited to see, because, like, not to say that I don't like the stunt Harley stuff, but I've dorked out on FMX since I was a little kid.
Right,
so,
yeah,
like,
me too.
It made me pretty excited since I'd become friends with you to, like, see you get back into it. And I'm like, hell yeah.
What's funny is, like, now that I've gotten back into it, I'm re-geeking out about it. Because, like, for those 3 years I stopped riding, I just, like, completely... Like, I've unfollowed everyone off Instagram that rode freestyle because I was like, I don't even care about it anymore. It's not cool to me.
Yeah.
Even though it secretly was.
Wrong.
But yeah, I was just like, I don't know. Someone was in me, and I just didn't want anything to do with freestyle. And all I cared about was Harleys.
Yeah.
Which now I'm like the exact opposite. I'm like, I see Harley stuff, and I was like, man, I want to go jump my dirt bike now. Like,
well, that's one of the questions I wanted to ask you, is if I had a gun to your head and you can only choose one for the rest of your life, is it the Harley stuff or is it FMX?
It's probably, I want FMX, but like, here's the thing with dirt bikes is there's more than just like freestyle.
Sure.
So, but like, yeah, freestyle is definitely my main part of it.
Yeah. Like
So,
that more than the. I mean, they're both cool, but they're both, I mean, completely different in their own way. I think the only thing that they share is that they're on two wheels.
yeah, pretty much.
Part time.
Both dangerous.
Yeah,
So
both
that's
dangerous
about
for
it.
sure.
No, it's definitely I'm leaning more towards freestyle now than the Harley. Now, don't get me wrong, I still love riding the Harley, but it's just the dirt bike really has my heart. I think I kind of had to take that like 3 year long break to kind of reset myself to realize how much I did love it.
Yeah.
Because before then I was just so burnt out. I didn't want to do anything. Like I literally did my last show, came home, and the bike sat in my garage untouched I sold it like May of 25, so last year.
Yeah.
And I don't know. After that, I went the summer, and then, getting back in with Scotty, doing like the freestyle Harley shows. And I saw them jumping. I was like, I wonder if I can still do that a little bit. But it just kind of, nothing really got me like lit a fire under my ass until that day.
Till you hopped
Back
on the saddle
yeah.
and went after it again.
Yeah, well, honestly, I was like, oh, my leg can't handle it. Like, yeah, I'm out of shape, which, yeah, I definitely was out of shape. Leg is also borderline, can't handle it, but
Yeah.
it's getting better. Just kind of see what happens.
You were right on both, but you kind of made it manage.
Well, yeah, and you can push through it. I wasn't going to let it stop me, really. Even though, like, before I was like, that was kind of like, oh, I can't because my leg. But now I'm like, well, yeah, it sucks, but yeah, make do with it.
Yeah. So, kind of going off the difference between the two, how would you explain the difference in maybe the fear that you have in the two of them? Because I imagine whatever you're scared of might be scared of on the Harley is different than what you are on the dirt bike.
Yeah, like the Harley, I'm mostly afraid of fucking it up. Like,
yeah,
like that thing's got like $23,000 into it, and it's older than me. But it's just like, yeah, if you wreck on that thing, I mean, yeah, you're gonna mess yourself up. But I'm mostly like, well, there goes my life savings.
right.
So that's why I'm mostly scared of with the Harley. But on the dirt bike, dirt bikes to me are so disposable almost. Like,
right.
they're so much cheaper to fix. Like, I don't know, they're easier to maintain. They're almost more durable. So you can wreck them, and you don't really got to worry about the bike. But the Harley, you definitely got to worry about the bike.
Yeah, you go muffing up a Harley, it's a big deal.
Right. The dirt bike too. I'm more worried about myself, which, I mean, I try not to think too much about like me getting injured, but it's always like in the back of your head.
So how do you push that thought down and push through and continue to do the stunts that you do?
I kind of just like, the thing is with me, if you keep thinking about something, it's bound to happen. But also, it's like, if you keep thinking about something, you're wasting your time because you're kind of slowing your progress. You're stopping your momentum down. So you kind of just, every time it pops up in your head, you kind of just got to throw it away and think of, no, like you got to stop thinking of all the things that could go wrong and all the things that could go right.
Yeah, which is hard to do. I mean,
It
anybody that's done anything,
especially when you see on like Instagram and all that, it's just people constantly fucking up.
Yeah, that's entertaining.
Right. And I also have a lot of videos of me fucking up, so it's like, I don't know. It's hard to get away from it. I think that's what kind of is the difference between some people, is some people can't get away from it, and then some people can block it out and get away from it.
Yeah. Seems like you do a pretty good job at it, because it's one thing that I've kind of told people is that, like, he's a little bit, I don't want to say you're necessarily quiet, but you're not a loud, obnoxious person. But when it seems like, say sometimes, but like when you strap the helmet on, like it almost seems like you become a different,
oh yeah,
a whole nother person.
Yeah,
like,
I feel like
it's a complete transformation.
Yeah,
like,
and it's hard to tell people that, like, especially the people I work with. Like, you guys know me now, but like,
yeah.
when I have the helmet on, I'm just like, I don't like talking to people that much. I kind of just focus on one thing, and yeah, there's a lot going through my head constantly, but when the helmet on, there's more and less of like, you know, when you have the helmet on, different thoughts run through your head instead of the thoughts without the helmet on. Yeah.
Yeah, one of the things that I kind of tell people too is that you do become a different person with the helmet on, and you you're not overly like social, run around yelling at people and shit like that. But one of the things that I've always thought is pretty cool about you is that when you're at the shows, I've never seen anybody at the shows that like hypes up the crowd as much as you do too. Like getting them pumped up and just yeah, you turn into a bit of an animal, and it's
Right.
pretty
Yeah.
cool to watch.
Well, I mean, the crowd kind of gives me some false hope, and I love it. So, yeah, you think you're Superman when the crowd, you know, is yelling at you. I'm like, yeah, I am that guy. When half time I'm not.
Right.
So,
Yeah, I got to imagine that, when you got you got hundreds or thousands of people screaming as you're doing something, that's got to amp you up more than anything.
oh yeah, and like a lot of it too is like, you know, when I was a kid, seeing people do that, be like, that dude's the coolest person on the planet.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know, I feel like those kids, even if they don't think I'm the coolest person on the planet, but they're somewhat looking up to you at that moment.
Sure.
They think, you know, or they just like what you're doing. So it's like, well, I got to be the best I can be just for them.
Sure.
Which means me doing stupid ass shit on a dirt bike or
Well,
Harley.
you got to keep in mind, there's the one aspect of it is that, they're might be looking up to you or whatever, and they think you're this larger than life person, and a kid is going to when they're watching you.
Right.
But also at the same time, with all the people there, like they paid to see you do stuff.
Right.
Like you gotta
Yeah,
give
whether
it to
you
them.
win or lose, they want to see it.
Yeah, you absolutely have to. So, you got into the freestyle motocross game pretty young in life,
Yeah.
which is wild. Walk me through how that got started.
Well, it really started like racing. I don't know, I raced a lot, but I kind of got burnt out. I wouldn't say burnt out, but you know, when I was younger, like 14, 15, maybe even like 13, I watched a lot of like freestyle motocross films or free riding films like Moto Triple X, SMP Disturbing the Peace, stuff like that. You know, kind of like how you like sled necks.
Mm-hmm.
That was like my sled necks.
Right.
But it just, like seeing them guys, I was like, man, it's so cool seeing all that. You know, it's something other than just going fast around a track, which I like going fast around a track too, but that was really what had me is that. And then seeing dudes also, like when I was young with my dad, we always watched X Games, like seeing Travis Pastrana, Kyle Loza, all them guys kind of go after it. It kind of, you know, get your gears turning in your head, be like, well, I mean, that's pretty cool. And it also seems more, like, not more doable, but more of like, it's something that these dudes were kind of just average people, but they had their opportunity to do something different on a dirt bike. You know,
Sure.
To be a racer, you kind of have to get into it young and be determined right away. And it's like, I rode dirt bikes all my life, but I didn't start racing until I was 12 on 85s.
Yeah.
So it's like by then you got a late start.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what happened too, is I started young, never been to a track before, went to a track, and then once I went to a track, I kind of just went after it and never stopped. And I think that kind of got me burnt out by the time I was 15, 16 is when I started doing freestyle, which I was at a race in Lincoln with Scotty, and we were talking like a little bit before that, and he's like, oh, you want to jump the airbag? And I was like, really? Like,
Yeah.
he had it set up there, and yeah, it took me probably like an hour to hit the thing, and it was only at like 50 foot. I was like to tears trying to jump this thing because I was so scared. And then once you jumped it, I was like, this is all I want to do.
Yep.
And then from there, it just kind of snowballed. Scotty invited me out to Colorado where he had the ramp set up. This is when I was still on a 250F, not like something that shouldn't really jump a ramp that well.
Yeah.
And I was a lot ballsier back then, really, because, you know, like Scotty would be like, hey, come on, turn in, you know, take a few run-ins, and I would kind of like turn in on the ramp, and first time looking at the ramp, I'd just jump it, which kind of put me in a lot of bad scenarios. Like, yeah, not mentally preparing myself or, physically even preparing myself to jump something like that. But yeah, like 15, I jumped it a lot, and then I turned 16, and I got rid of all my 250Fs and went and bought from Edwards a Husky TC 252 stroke, and that kind of was like, to my dad, I told him, yeah, I'm gonna race this bike. You know, it's a great bike to race. But in my head, I was like, I'm doing freestyle on
Yeah,
this
I'm doing
thing.
freestyle
Yeah,
pops.
and like I kind of told Scotty that too. Like that's kind of why I got the bike, is to do freestyle. And so that's where it all started. Really, was the Husky. And I went a few weeks racing it, and I I don't even remember where we had set up at first with it. I think it was at Fiddler Creek. No, it was Austin Fredrickson's in Glenwood. We had it set up there as like private track. We had it set up at 50 foot. I jumped it. I was doing whips, and that's all about I could do. It was a whip and like a knack and maybe a double can.
Yeah.
And then I remember jumping it, and I had a lot of sketchy calls that day, land to that thing. But then we pushed it back to like 75 foot. And I've never jumped 75 foot before. And I remember Scotty was like, oh, I'm going to take a break. You need to drink some water. I just went out and smoked it in like third gear, hitting it. I mean, not fast enough at all. I barely made it.
Yeah.
And I think, too, that kind of shocked Scotty. He was probably more like, that kid's a dumbass. But
Yeah.
ever since that, I've jumped in 75 foot after that, I was like, yeah, I want to do this. And then from there, it was just kind of slowly getting into tricks. And I kind of made up the choice in my head too. I was doing freestyle because I told myself that I was either I race or I do freestyle. It was neither, like,
Yeah. One or
I
the
can't
other.
do both.
Right.
Because I remember watching Travis Pastrana ultimately had that same ultimatum.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, I'm in the same position. I'm just suck at both right now, where he was already good at both
Yeah.
by my age. So, yeah, that's when it got into it about when I began to turn 16, which was like 2021. And it just went full bore on from there. I remember Sky taking me to my first show. Wrecked at the first show, came up short on the jump because my gas was turned off.
Whoops.
Yeah, that sucked. Did that, and then Sky was out at my house all the time. We'd set up at my house and just jump, and it was just, Sky was my mentor on it. Like, I didn't really know how to do anything. And I mean, Sky was relatively new to freestyle at that time too. He'd only been doing it for like maybe a year, 2 years. So he taught me a lot. And he's the main reason I progressed so fast. I mean, Sky, like, he progressed pretty quick, but he also had really no one to teach him. So I had Scotty there showing me the ropes.
Had a good mentor to get
Yeah,
you going.
he kind of got me going, and I think from there I just like took it and kind of ran with it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, but as time went on, I kind of got less and less ballsy as I was more doing it, because the more times I'd wreck and the more times in my head I'd freak myself out. And yeah, and that's when I like doing shows all the time too. I got in my head like, oh, I need to keep doing these shows because it's gonna be my job. So I kind of burnt myself out prematurely doing freestyle.
Just trying to do as much as you could.
Doing as much as I could. And like, I was 16, 17 years old. I was trying to do way too much at that, driving 12, 15, sometimes 25 hours to go do a show by myself. For one, can't get a hotel room when you're that young.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where it's hard to do that, when you be like, okay, well, I'm just going to sleep in my truck I had like knives hidden all in my truck when I'd sleep at night, because
That's pretty.
Might have to stab a homeless bum if I need to.
Might get bit by a bum and I have to defend myself.
Right.
Yeah, but dude, I mean, that's gonna definitely be one of those things that later in life you're gonna look back at and like, Jesus Christ, I was in high school and I was driving states away by myself to do freestyle shows.
I mean,
like,
okay,
that's insane.
There was a lot of stuff, like freestyle had brought me to a lot of cool places and a lot of experiences that normal, like, people my age won't have experienced, like a strip club when I was 16.
Yeah.
In Okoboji. Like,
hell yeah.
That was pretty cool. I mean, stuff like that, being on boats and And then there's also, as around a lot of like partying and stuff, though, with people a lot older than me, and drugs and alcohol. And so, like, that taught me a lot, like, at a young age. Like, I never really got into that stuff, but after seeing a lot of what people got into, it kind of told me I don't want to get into that.
Yeah, an example of not what to do, but what not to do.
Exactly, yeah.
Which is, yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy that you had because I definitely wouldn't have had
Right.
no, I would have gave into all that stuff. A teenager doing the shit like you were doing with them
Right.
older guys, and they're
Well,
like, you look up to them and stuff. Yeah, I wouldn't have been that strong.
right. And I kind of like Sky, I look up to him a lot. He's a good mentor on and off the bike. He's a good person to look up to. I mean, like, he parties, but he doesn't take it over the extreme like some of the guys I've ridden with do. You know, like, they're over there crushing up pills and shit in the
Yeah.
corner right before jumping a show, or they're drinking a shit ton of vodka
Yeah.
or something. I'm like, I gotta go jump with this dude. He's probably gonna land on me now.
Right,
So,
yeah. You got to go do a train jump.
Yeah.
Fucking, this guy's going to be right in front of me or behind
Right.
me. I don't want to be anywhere near him.
Right. But there was a lot of people that I could look up to. You know, like, a good one too was Cody Elkins. He was I saw him drink the one time, and it was like one beer, and that was it. I mean, but he kind of showed me that you can do all this stuff, but you don't have to be just like your average freestyle guy.
Yeah,
like,
no,
from the
and,
90s.
and you know, like I've always told you, like, you know, if you've made it this far without drinking or doing the drugs thing, don't
Yeah, I'm
just
like,
don't. I mean, you've got cool shit going on. You would feel like a complete boob if you
right, yeah.
I'm telling you what, dude, the first time that you would go out partying and you planned on riding the next day and you'd be hungover feeling like shit.
Oh, right.
You would not forgive yourself for a long time.
Right,
And it's just not worth it. I mean,
and that's where I'm at now. Like, I've never tried vaping, you know, any drugs or like alcohol, but I'm kind of like, well, I went this far. I obviously don't need it to live.
yeah,
So.
might as well keep going. And I think
Yeah.
it's way more admirable that you don't.
Yeah, I mean, I
And that's
definitely.
coming from somebody who definitely did.
Right,
So,
right.
you know what I mean? Like,
It's definitely hard. Like, people my age peer pressure me, but even like older people always peer pressure me. But it's just kind of, I don't know. To me, it's easy to kind of be like, I'm not doing it.
yeah, no. And
If someone tells me to do something, I'm definitely not doing it.
okay, now I don't want to.
Yeah, now I definitely
Yeah,
don't
and
want
if
to do
people older than you are trying to peer pressure you into drinking, you need to just kick them in the nuts anyways. So.
it. Right. Yeah, it's really hard
They're an
not to
idiot.
sometimes.
Yeah.
But I've kind of gotten used to it. And now you know, a lot of people I think understand, like, if he doesn't want to do it, he doesn't want to do it. Like, a lot of people don't try, which
A
I
good,
like.
yeah, a decent person will have respect for that.
Right, which that's why I like, you know, a lot of the people I tried to surround myself doing shows with, you know, like Scotty, Cody Elkins, all of them, they wouldn't even like give me the option to try it.
Yeah.
You know, they understood that I don't want to do it, and they were like, that's perfectly fine. I mean, like, and here's the thing, I can be around people while they drink and do other stuff, but I know, like, I'm not gonna try it. And
Yeah, it's not for you.
yeah, and it's nice having people around you that won't try to get you to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not your friends anyways if they do.
Right.
But yeah, I want to kind of go back to the starting the freestyle and
Yeah,
in
we
high
kind of
school
took
and shit.
a
Oh no, that's fine.
wrong turn right there.
No, that's kind of part of it. And I was going to bring that up anyways.
Right.
But what did when you started doing freestyle and like traveling and doing that shit, like what did your like regular normal friends think? Were they like,
Oh.
dude, are you insane?
Well, okay.
Or did they think it was super cool?
Can't lie, I didn't have a lot of regular. Or like during high school, I mean, I was like the kid that people knew, but like I wasn't like, I was popular, but I wasn't at the same time, you know?
Sure.
Like, people just knew about me because I'm doing that type of shit, but I wasn't like hanging out with anybody. Like, Sky was my best friend.
Right.
Still is my best friend, and he's almost double my age, so it's like, well, like,
Right.
but you know, we also have family to get, so it's like, you know, he's like a family friend. It wasn't weird. Yeah, like,
I totally get it, dude.
but a lot of people did think it was weird, but I was like, no, he's like, yeah, like, I almost looked to him as like a big brother.
Sure.
So that was nice. But it was, yeah, a lot of people in high school didn't really understand it at first until I remember we did the bikes on the 100 block, and Edwards was nice enough to let me do the show there, and a lot of people my age, that was like their first time getting to see me ride. They're like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah, knowing that you do it and then actually seeing it had to be kind of
Right.
like, whoa.
Yeah, it's funny though when my teachers showed up, because my teachers like had no idea.
Yeah.
And then I remember I did a 100 block, and then I like dropped out like 2 months later. But yeah, I think they kind of understood after a lot. I remember my history teacher showing up to a 100 block and be like, "No fucking way."
Yeah.
Like,
What kind of tricks were you throwing down at the time?
back then I sucked, really. I mean, what's funny is I was actually kind of better back then because I could throw big whips.
Yeah.
Hate to brag, but I did beat Scotty twice in the best whip competition.
No big deal.
Yeah, now I definitely ain't gonna do it. And he will definitely say, "Oh, it's because he was younger and all that." But
Sure.
I truly did think, I was like, "Yeah, we're at least the same." But now, yeah, he's definitely got me on those. But back then, I was throwing like switchblades, seat grab indies, hard attacks. I had Cordovas back then, and yeah, whips. That was about it.
But still, if I'm your history teacher and I
Right.
come to see that and one of my students is doing that, I'd be like, yo.
Right, yeah, it's definitely not a normal thing to see.
No,
Like,
not at all. And like,
right.
me and
And honestly, I think when high school teachers think, "Oh, he rides dirt bikes," they probably think I'm some farm kid
yeah,
on like, some XR100 putting around.
right, because that is 99%
That is not,
of everybody
especially
around here
around
rides
here.
dirt bikes. Like you guys are like, me and Scrub had this conversation and like, what you're in it and you've been in it for years, so it doesn't seem that crazy to you, but
Right.
you're pretty fucking abnormal, dog. So like in a good way. I
Right.
mean in a really, really good way.
Right.
It's super, super cool what you do. And
Right.
and I'm not just saying that because like it's because of what you do, but because like I've been a fan of this shit for
Right.
30 years.
Yeah.
I'm
But it
super
kind
into
of,
it.
it took me like, I guess around when I started doing freestyle, which was freshman, sophomore year. Yeah, sophomore year. That's when I started to realize, like, yeah, maybe I am a little different, because like at high school I didn't have a whole lot of friends. Like, I had a few, but there were people that I rode with, really. But like outside of school, I had no friends my age. They
Yeah.
were all like 25 years or older. Which
Dude, I
is
was the same way.
right.
I mean, I've always had older friends and
Right. But it
it's
kind of, I mean, you probably felt the same way, but you kind of, I feel like when you have friends that are a lot older than you, it kind of makes you realize how much, like, people your age, you feel like they're so much younger than you, but they're actually the same age as you.
yes, yeah. I definitely had that too, and I don't know if I would go as so extreme as to say that I was very mature for my age.
Oh, yeah,
And
no.
I don't think that's ever gonna be the case, nor has it been the case.
Right.
But I don't know, I just clicked way better with people older than me.
Right. Well, and like a lot of thing too was back then, I was very immature for my age, but I was also very mature for my age, like having the responsibility to do all this stuff, like traveling and doing shows at 16, 17 years old with no parental supervision or
Yeah,
adult
you
supervision.
can't be a complete booger eater and go do stuff like
Right.
that. Like,
Yeah. Like you have to have some just common sense, which I don't have a whole lot, but I have like, I guess I have like,
you've kept yourself alive.
I got
this
common
long.
sense in other areas compared to others. But yeah, like it's just very, I feel like I've kind of unmatured since
Yeah.
I quit freestyle and like gotten older. I've kind of, like back then, I kind of matured too fast for my age because I was doing all that stuff all the time.
Yeah.
So then I didn't really allow myself to be a kid
Sure.
and do dumb shit, which I did do dumb shit still, but like, it wasn't the same dumb shit that normal high school kids do.
Right, for sure. And I mean, I would say you're probably right on
Yeah.
that because like yeah, I mean, I do see you as like somebody that's definitely like
Does dumb shit.
I mean, you're doing stuff at some wild stuff at still a pretty young age, but
Right.
like you're also kind of a goofball and
Yeah.
in the best way possible.
Yeah.
Like it's
Well,
entertaining,
okay.
you're funny, you're like Definitely one of my goofiest
Scotty
friends.
definitely made me a goofball
Yeah.
too, which is the funny part. Like, I didn't really watch a whole lot. Like, Ghost Rider was like my favorite movie in high school, like ever since
I
I was
think
a
I
young
seen you
kid.
post that the
Yeah,
other
I
day or
did, because
something. You're
it
like
was like a
Ghost
video,
Rider. I was like,
and
oh
it's funny
shit.
because like I quote that movie all the time, and I give it like that movie made me the way I am, really, with
Yeah.
seeing like Johnny Blaze. But like I never watched a whole lot of comedy movies. Like I watched Grown Ups, like,
Yeah.
but
Well,
then
that's
Scotty kind of like showed me a whole bunch of these movies, and then I just, yeah, ever since then I was like, it just made me goofier as time went on,
yeah.
watching these
Well, I
dumb
mean, it's probably a
movies.
good thing that you didn't watch a bunch of them because you could be like me and my memory bank got filled up with 90s and 2000s movie quotes about 15, 20 years ago, and I can't
Right.
remember anything now.
Yeah,
So,
right. Well, yeah, what's funny is like I have a lot of movie quotes of like, I wouldn't say 90s really, but like 2000s to 2010 and on, like movie quotes of just like dumb comedy movies, but I'll say it and a lot of people don't understand
what
it.
the fuck
Like,
are you talking about?
yeah, people my age.
Yeah. So when it comes to the competing, do you find yourself competing more with others or more with yourself?
It's hard because like social media definitely has a big role of seeing everything. You're always seeing what other people are doing.
Sure.
So it's definitely hard to kind of not compete with others, but you can't really compete with others. Like, as soon as you start competing with others, it kind of just ruins you. I feel like a lot of creativity gets taken away, and it just takes a lot of the fun out of it.
Yeah, instead of trying to one up yourself, you're trying to be better than other people, and I don't think
Hmm.
there's any joy to be had in that. And
No,
like they
and
say, comparison's the thief of joy. Like you're,
exactly, yeah. And so like I like watching other people ride, but I try not to be like, oh, I got one up that. I just be like, I want to take parts of that and kind of make it into my own. Like, I don't know. It's a tough game to play because yeah, innovation definitely has to be there, and I'm not where I want to be with it because I definitely do want to be an innovator in freestyle motocross, but I have to get to a certain point before you can start being an innovator, if that makes sense.
sure. Yeah.
Like right now, I'm still in the learning phase. Like I'm getting a lot, like I'm learning more tricks as I go on, but you have to have like each trick kind of have its own base of steps. And you got to learn those steps before you can kind of make those steps different to make something else, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
and also innovation now is a lot harder than it was back in, late 90s, early 2000s,
Right.
because back then, I mean, 2000, you were doing a double grab or a rock solid, or like a double grab indie or a rock solid. That's new. That's exciting. Whereas
Right.
now it's like, that's all you got.
Yeah,
Like,
that's very like beginner.
right. And it's just going to keep going up and up, especially with innovation or the people bringing in airbags and everything to it now, which I'm glad for, especially now
Yeah,
with my
you're
leg.
not learning to dirt, which
Yeah, which I mean, there was a point in when I was like 16, 17 where I liked jumping to dirt better than the airbag because I wrecked a lot of times because of the airbag,
mm,
and it kind of like made me mad at airbags. But then, you wreck because you just wreck and you land in an airbag and you're like, wow, that's nice. Like,
yeah,
it's not just you slamming on hard ass dirt.
yeah,
So,
getting hurt almost every time.
right. But I still like riding dirt, but especially now with my leg, I kind of have to,
Yeah, I think you
I
said
try to stick with the
it's pretty hard
airbag.
on your leg.
Yeah, I mean, even the airbag's hard on my leg. It's getting better, like the more I use it. I mean, I kind of been bummed the past 3 years, or since I broke it.
Yeah,
So getting into better physical shape is definitely helping with it.
sure. Well, let's talk about that because not I don't think it was crazy long after we did that first video
Yeah, it's like,
together that you ended up.
well, it's like it is about a year actually,
Yeah,
because it was May of 23 we did that video, and then May of 24 is when May 11th, 2024.
Oh,
I
yeah,
broke it.
okay. So it was a year
I think we
then.
did that first. I don't know why I remember this, but I think it was like May 17th we did the first video.
Oh, good God, you got the date. I
Yeah,
didn't even have the year.
right?
But uh, walk me through what happened that day.
Well, I mean, I guess I don't know why I'm looking around. My coworkers aren't gonna be here, but hopefully they don't watch this. But no, I was riding my buddy's bike. So I just got done building that bike. And I had built that thing for almost a year. And I really wanted to ride it. And then I went to a ride with my buddies. And it broke the throttle cable after not even halfway through the ride. And then we get done. I limp it back with, yanking on the throttle cable like a saddle or a horse buggy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of got back and I was like, I'm done riding for the day. My buddy actually the week before had he like dislocated his ankle but tore the skin. So it was very weird, but like dislocated and like ripped the skin
Ugh.
as it did it. But it was the right side also of his leg, and he was like, I can't ride it, you can go ride it. And I was like, okay, cool. It's been sitting since then. They didn't really check it over after his wreck. It was FZ07. And so I hop on it, and we're riding it, doing wheelies, and it's going pretty good. But then, yeah, it was maybe like 20 minutes into it, not even probably. But I was doing a wheelie, and I was going back, and I was like, you hit the rear brakes to kind of bring yourself down. And I was like hitting the rear brakes. I was like, there's nothing there.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember and this is dumb. I was doing it on the street like an idiot, but oh well. But yeah, we were like go over this it's like a interstate bridge, like the interstate runs under it.
Mm-hmm.
And we're about to go over it, and I was like, well, I don't want to ditch the bike. For one, it's probably gonna go off the bridge, hit someone. Like it's a lot. Like you think so much in that split second, or split like couple of seconds. But I was like, well, I don't want it to go down there, hurt someone. But also, I don't want it to total out Pierce's bike that I'm riding.
Yeah.
Like, cool, now I owe you a bike. But yeah, so I just like set it down with me, kind of brought it down on my side, and the cage smashed my leg instantly. And so I started sliding. I got up and I like took like 3 steps, and I was like, man, that feels really weird. And I like looked down and my ankle's like facing the exact opposite direction, and I just see like bones sticking out. And I was like, that's new. And it almost didn't even hurt. It like almost didn't even hurt. Like you kind of are just numb to it. And I was just like, what the fuck? And I remember like straightening my leg out and laying down. And I remember seeing like everyone come off, and I just started screaming, like call an ambulance. And I was like, the fucking rear brakes went out. I was pissed. Like I wasn't even like, I didn't really, wasn't in pain, but I was just pissed. I'm
Yeah.
like, fuck, this had to happen.
This sucks.
Yeah, and I just got like 3 bones sticking out of my leg. Like I was like, "There's only 2 bones in the leg. How's there 3? How's
Where
there
does the
3
bone come
sticking?
from?
How's there 3 things sticking out?" But and I was pissed too because I just bought those shoes. I knew they were gonna try cutting them off. I was like, "Man, I just got these shoes.
My shoes,
Yeah,
man.
my shoes, man." But
I think that was like when you sent me the video of what happened. I think the part that was like the most disturbing to me was not like the wreck itself. It's that you did get up, and knowing like how bad you broke it
I took
before
3
watching the
steps.
video is you running on it.
Yeah, I
you
like
got
ran. I
bones-
shouldn't say took 3 steps. I like ran 3 steps.
Yeah, you
like-
got compound fractures and you're
Yeah.
running on it like.
Well, I was like, man, that feels a little weird. Let me look at it. Oh shit, like that don't look right. But yeah, I laid down. Luckily, I was surrounded by a lot of good friends. My buddy Dom was there. It's probably like my 2nd or 3rd time meeting him. But I remember him taking off his belt because I was like, I need a tourniquet, and he took off his belt, and we were like tying it around my leg. And I just told him to tighten it as tight as he could. And when he did that, yeah, I felt a little bit of pain there. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
that was an ouchie.
yeah,
one.
when you tighten it, that's when it's like, okay, that really hurts.
Yeah.
But at some point in time, the pain you just go numb because of it. Like,
Sure.
and I was losing a lot of blood. Tourniquet helped. But I just remember like laying back, and I kind of accepted what was gonna happen. I was like, I'm just gonna die here. And I just kind of remember like,
I'm gonna bleed out real quick.
yeah, I'm gonna
If you
bleed
guys don't
out.
mind.
But I remember like everything blurry, vision, fingertips numb, couldn't really move, I couldn't really talk. I was like, ah. And you kind of just get like lethargic.
Yeah.
But then the cop showed up, and the ambulance, and then that's when it went from lethargic to be like, I'm gonna be funny because it takes away from the pain.
Yeah.
And the
Good sense
cop,
of humor.
yeah, the cop and the ambulance showed up. They're like, "What's your name?" And I told them white chocolate, and they were not having it.
Didn't like that one?
Yeah, it was like 9:30 at night, and they're like, "Really? We have to pick your dumb ass off the
We
side
gotta
of the road."
get a shovel and scrape your ass
Yeah,
off the
pretty
road.
much.
You're making jokes?
Yeah. And then I was like yelling at them for trying to cut my shoe off, and the cop thought I was drunk or high. He's like ordering them to do like a blood test at the hospital because he didn't think I was truthful about it. He's making me sign the ticket while I'm like about to go to surgery, pump full of fentanyl.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. But they got me, they put like a temporary splint thing on my leg and got me into the stretcher. I remember like I had my buddy take a video of my leg when I was in the stretcher. I was like, I'm gonna post this real fast on Instagram and Snapchat. And the dude, he was the coolest ambulance nurse, medic, whatever.
Medic, yeah.
Yeah, but he was the coolest one ever because I was like, what song should I post to this? And he's like, really, dude? Like, I was like, yeah. And he's like, I'm Broken by Pantera. I was like, good choice. Like,
Hell
I just
yeah.
remember posting
My man.
Well, I'm in the ambulance, and then I get to the hospital. I remember my dad showing up after, like, he probably think I was dying on the phone because I remember calling him being like, I love you, tell mom and my dog I love them, and hanging up pretty much and like going back to dying.
Gave him a heart attack.
Right, yeah. I remember they rushed to Lincoln, yeah, like an hour and a half away. And I'm in the hospital room, and they show up, and I hadn't cried at all during this point. And then as soon as I saw them, I just started crying because I thought my dad was gonna whoop my ass.
He's gonna come in and smack
Well,
your
I was
leg.
like, I knew he was disappointed, which he actually wasn't, but I was like, man, I just put you guys through so much shit, and like they're gonna be mad and all that, but he calmed me down. And then
he was like, chill out, bro.
Yeah, and then that's when the doctor came in and all them, they like kind of told me as I was going into surgery, like, you're probably not gonna wake up with a leg.
Oh, they said that?
Yeah, I was like, cool. I just kind of like, I was so high though. Yeah, I was like so high. I was like, rad, yeah.
Oh, dude, and I know how that is when you're muffed up in the hospital. You're all muffed up on the pain pills and shit. I literally got told I was gonna die, and I'm like, psh,
yeah, right.
Whatever.
Yeah, I remember I was hitting on the nurse too. As that time, because she had
you gotta spit some game, you don't know.
Right, yeah. I'd be like, fuck, I'm fucked up. You might like it. You have a rad scar when this is done. But yeah, she had like a Lilo and Stitch tattoo. And I kept going like, Muhammad means family. Like, pretend to be Stitch. But yeah, I like went into surgery and woke up, and I looked down, I'm in like this fucking fixator thing. And what's really fucked up is my dad was like, yeah, they took off your leg because I had nerve block in. My dad's like, yeah, they took off your leg. And I'm like, what? Look up.
Oh, that's not cool.
Yeah, my dad's an asshole with that shit. He finds it funny. Even if he would always he likes to lighten the mood a lot, even though it's never the right time, but it's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, they had put me in like this fixator thing, and remember waking up, looking down on it, just couldn't feel a thing. Wasn't in pain really though.
Just making sure the leg was still there.
Yeah, still was there. And then I think I went through 4 or 5 total surgeries, and that was like week and a half. I was in the hospital for it. It probably was a week and a half. I think it was only like half a week, but it felt like a week and a half.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Can't do anything.
Time in the hospital drags. There's no doubt about that.
I just remember waking up from surgery and about choking or waking up from another surgery, and they finally brought me food. And it's like, man, it's been like 3 days since I ate. And they were the driest pancakes I'd ever had. So I ended up, like, I remember eating, and I was like, Yeah, I'd wash it down with water, and then it was like taking the pancakes and dunking them in the water to eat them.
Yeah, I don't know where hospitals get their food, but
Dude, like, it was a
I'm already in the
straight,
hospital. Why do you got to make my life
yeah,
even
I
worse?
was like, this is a choking hazard. This is dangerous. Like, this
How do you
is,
die? I choked to death on a
yeah,
pancake in the hospital.
it's
It's
cool.
fucked up.
Your legs gonna be fine, but you're actually gonna die of choking now. Like, but,
What was mentally the hardest part about coming back from that?
um, a lot of it was, well, like, the doctors they told me I was never gonna be right again, which they are right. I mean, it's still messed up to this day, but they're like, oh, you're never gonna be able to move your ankle. You're not gonna have feeling in it ever, and it's always gonna hurt. Which, I mean, they were right about it's always gonna hurt. The movement though, like, I can move it pretty good, and it's been getting better, but it definitely always hurts. That's kind of the biggest part of it though, is just getting over the pain after.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, anything you do, every step I take, it's constant pain.
Yep.
So I can never get rid of the pain, so I kind of just have to learn to live with it now. It's only going to get worse as time goes on, but,
Yeah.
and
At least you
there's
got.
nothing I can do to make it better. They're kind of like, oh, well, like,
Just,
it's enough, you can amputate it.
yeah.
So,
Well, and it's just kind of. I mean, there ain't shit you can do about it, so you just kind of
right,
deal with it. At least you got kind of a funny little run now.
right, yeah, funny run. Women like it.
Yeah.
They don't, but yeah, I think people might, like, I cannot, everywhere I go, I watch, like, people, they're like, what the fuck's that dude limping for? Oh. Like,
Yeah.
I probably just look dumb.
I'm hard on myself, dog.
Right, yeah, so, like, it, every time I talk to someone my age that doesn't know about it, they're like, why are you limping? So I always, I just gotta explain it to them, which sucks, but at the same time, oh well. Also grosses them out when I show them, like, my leg, what it looks like.
Yeah, your scar. You'll have to show Jacob when we're done here. Show him your scars. They're pretty gnarly.
Yeah, it's like, it's pretty mutilated. And people are like, what happened? I like telling people I got shot sometimes.
Oh yeah,
Like,
you got to
'cause
come up with cool stories.
well, I remember,
Alien abduction,
I
shark
remember
attack.
when I, like, first posted on my Instagram story too, everyone was like, what happened? I had 40 messages. So I remember going into my notes and typing out, like, this big long thing. And I was like, for people I don't know, or, like, maybe I do know, but I want to fuck with them. I remember I typed out, I got shot, period. That was it.
Perfect.
So, like, every time someone would text me that, I'd, like, copy and paste it into the chat, because it's like typing it out 40, 50, 100 times.
Yeah, screw that.
But, like, I remember the ones that I told people, like, I got shot, they were like, no fucking way. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I just got shot right off my bike. They believed it. But no, it definitely looked like I got shot. Little do they know, it's just like, yeah, that's where a bone was sticking out at.
Yeah, which is insane to
Yeah.
think about. But having said all that, what's on the horizon for Logan?
I mean, definitely just knocking off freestyle tricks. I'm kind of working on, like, my 5-year plan now of what I want to do for the next 5 years. I mean, I'm still 21, so I got a lot of time left in me in
Sure.
this. So it's getting healthier. I mean, I've been working out a lot better, eating a lot healthier. So I definitely want to get into better shape, and then, just knocking off more tricks. I want to become, like, just a better all-around rider, not just, there's a lot of people that just ride ramps and that's all they ride. I want to be, I can ride everything.
Sure.
Like, I can, if it's not a ramp, it'd be like, oh, I can't hit it. No, I want to be, I can go out there and hit any jump I want, really.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So it's that, but, like, my 5-year plan is definitely, like, I'm hoping in the next year to learn how to flip. And then once it's kind of learned how to flip, flip tricks comes after that. But I've been thinking a lot about, sorry, monster got me.
Yeah.
But I've been thinking a lot about doing things other than flip tricks, because, I mean, that's all freestyle is now, is
Flip tricks.
flip
yeah.
tricks. And I don't get me wrong, I think it's cool, but I want to do something different. So I've been, body varials. I take a lot of inspiration from Kyle Loza. Like, he never flipped, but he did a lot of different stuff.
Yeah, he had a lot of really weird tricks. that he
Yeah,
did.
like the electric doom seat grab, like, just that kind of stuff.
Yeah, super cool.
Yeah, super cool to me. So I kind of want to build something to where I can start learning those and innovating a little bit more. Because I mean, now it's if you're not doing a double flip, you're not doing shit. Now there's only
Right.
3 people do a triple flip, so now soon it's gonna be if you're not doing a triple flip, you're not shit.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, yeah, don't get me wrong, that shit's gnarly and it's cool, but I want to do something different than just how many backflips can I do,
Sure.
or what flip tricks can I do.
Yeah, and if you can do upright tricks and still stand out, I mean, I think that would be almost cooler
Right, and
because
that's
you're
kind of
doing
my
something
plan. Yeah,
different.
right, and like, yeah, I want to make a living riding, but if I don't make a living riding, I still want to ride and be an innovator. Because honestly, yeah, doing all that, like new tricks and all that, there's not much money into it. Like, the same guy that can do a few tricks and, jump the ramp will make the same money even if I'm doing, 20 different tricks that are bigger, more
Right.
dangerous, but I'm still going to make the same money
Right.
as the other guy. So it's like a lot of people look at it as you learn a few tricks and you kind of learn the basics and that's it. That's all you learn. There's no point to be an innovator now, but I grew up watching innovators. I want
Sure.
to be like that. So
Might as well.
yeah, like don't get me wrong, I want to make a living off of it, but I don't want it to be that's all I care about is I can just ride my dirt bike and make money. No, I want to go down in the history books.
Yeah.
So
Well, hell
which
yeah,
I'm
man.
definitely far behind now. Like getting back, I took 3 years off and I kind of lost a lot of progress. But
Yeah, but I mean, taking time off or getting hurt, taking time off, that's just part of it too. And I mean, I don't want to sound like your uncle here, but I mean, you're still pretty young.
right, and that's
You
why I
know,
have to tell myself now is
Scotty's still doing it at what, 35, 30,
36, 7, yeah,
35,
somewhere in there.
36. So even if you're still
Right,
doing it, then you still got another 15 years.
right, and Sky's crippled too. Like,
Yeah.
like, so I'm like, I got time. It's just I gotta keep going on it, and I can't look at other people my age that are doing freestyle, and they're like, man, they're already doing flip tricks. Well, guess what? You haven't been doing it as long as them, and you kind of screwed yourself on getting up. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, it goes back to what we said. You can't compare yourself. You just got to do your own
exactly,
fucking
yeah.
thing.
I
And
focus on that's what I try to do now when I ride is I focus on myself, how I'm riding, what I want to do next, and so it's hard, but I got time. I just gotta stay focused.
yeah,
So that's about it.
I think you can do it.
Yeah, me
All
too.
right.
I hope so.
Logan Allan. Thanks, dog.
Yeah, of course.
It was fun.
It's fun.
Shit, yeah.